Alright. Hi everyone, Devis here, as always. And yeah, today we are going to actually work on our portfolio, or rather my portfolio. Hope you can hear me properly. Hang on. Okay, I guess the normal. There we go. Hi. Here we are. Okay, here we are. Yeah. Hi, how are you? It is me. Actually, I've been wondering, folks. But I guess I'll stay for it for a little bit. You know, before doing stuff, right? So, I can't believe this is actually picking up things. Oh no. Okay. So basically on the like, you know, we've been right before the debut, we've been making our portfolio, or rather my portfolio. Yeah, it's my portfolio. It's something I'm going to use for, like, you know, art academy or anything. I actually have to get ready because it's already like 3rd and I have to start applying for the academies. So yeah, I might actually need a lot of like work done. Oh, coffee. The best beverage of gods, even. So yeah, it is I, it is you, Electric Boogaloo. Let's get right to the drawing stream. There you go. Yep, okay, so let's get right into where we were. And hi Mew, glad to be here. How are you? Hoping you has going. I believe this is the first time I see you around, so I hope you'll find a comfy corner here. How are you? Hi. I'm doing good. Going to work in like 3-4 hours, something like that. Yo, I love it. Glad to hear that, Flex. Also, hi Flex, glad to be here. How are you? Hoping how's going? And yeah, actually, this is what we've got. We are making the portfolio. Actually, it's something I'm doing. I'm great days. Really glad to hear this. Really glad to hear this. And I hope it will stay like that. So, what we are doing here is actually even, so to say, more of a professional portfolio. I made a gift for my friend. Wanna see it? Sure, of course. Feel free. Also, Mew Bertie Star like underwear. Wait, what? Like underwater. Okay, gotcha. Mew Bertie Star like underwater. Alrighty. Sorry. So Mew Bertie, can I say Mew Bertie? Yeah. Actually, please let me know. Do you like drawing? I see on Discord the hands are fucked up. I already know it. Let me see. I mean, they are not really that bad, actually. They're not that bad. Hands are really complicated. The one that makes the OK sign actually turned out quite well. The nails are a bit... I believe nails would require some line art on them, like very thin one. But it's, you know, it's well. It's actually looking fantastic. I can tell you already. For sure I can tell you already that it's really fantastic. So yeah, it is what it is. We are making the portfolio. The portfolio is on more. Portfolio is going to be a little bit more professional because I'm actually going to apply for jobs with this portfolio. So if someone has an art company and you are going to receive operating in Poland and you are going to receive portfolio with that, please hire me. Joking. But yeah, no, for real though. I'm going to for sure throw it into my art school portfolio, just so I would, you know, just so I could use it in a form of like leverage to get to the art school. I'm thinking about adding some more stuff going on, like more colors, because I've made her like a bit more monochrome, but I'm thinking about this mint like, or maybe not even mint, but like green. Yeah, Mewberty Star best underwater. Gotcha. So, I will be honest, this logo, Italian cafe bar vibes. I mean, it doesn't give New York cafe vibes. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Oh, I was actually kind of aiming for like more Italian vibes, actually. Not necessarily like New York. Like, the thing is that a lot of companies are aiming for like, you know, Cuban coffee or like American coffee or something like that. But because like, you know, it's quote unquote the best, right? Like, oh, it's 100% Arabica, right? But like, actually making it's for like, let's say cafe kind of thing, like more chill vibes. And actually, from what I know, like Italians actually like their coffee really like chill out with coffee, if that makes sense. I don't know if you can confirm that, but at least those are the things I've heard. But yeah, so the vibes I was aiming for are, as a matter of fact, you know, of a more of an Italian cafe. Because again, we are like aiming for company that makes coffees for younger adults, and we are aiming for the same group of people more or less that, for example, the how is it called, that for example the gamer subs are aiming for, right? So like Kathy-chan, Bendy Color, old version. Yeah. So actually I don't understand, Mew, actually. I don't understand. You're throwing some random names. Italian coffee is the best one, sorry. I tried it on Germany and is the classic big American coffee with 40% coffee and 60% water. Yeah, like, I am aware. That's why I'm actually aiming for it. Coffee should be a coffee. Like, for example, when you get Cuban espresso, they are also making it 100% coffee. But like, Cuban espresso is also made with like... they are making an essence. Making an essence is even like more difficult because you're pouring like just a little coffee into like water soluble coffee, and it's making this some sort of like a mousse rather than a coffee, and then it's like a spoon or two of that essence is like thrown into a cup, and then it has like tiny little bit of water, so you have like a huge amount of coffee actually. That's why you should drink like very small amounts of Cuban coffee, because when you because it's like literally a size of shot. Mewberty, you're starting to actually really confuse me, and I don't like it. But yeah. Did you base the hat color on the Starbucks? No, I actually, you can see that I have 5 colors here. I tried it, overrated as fuck. Starbucks, yeah, for sure. I haven't tried it, but just look at the coffee and smelling it was enough for me. Actually, my friend really liked Starbucks. I don't know if she still does it, like we are not hanging out anymore because, like, you know, we finished schools and just went our, you know, our ways. But like she really liked Starbucks. Anytime we were like, you know, to bigger city on like some sort of a you know, on some sort of a trip, we were actually getting she was always like going to the Starbucks because we quite often we had the possibility to go to like stores or something, and she was always hitting Starbucks there. But yeah, I've basically had the I've basically made the coffee color, like I found the coffee color, and then I've got the and then I've locked this color and started to like randomize all 4 of them, and I've received those. So actually this color is actually associated with coffee because it's working well with coffee for some reason. Of course, also green has an influence on a person. By the way, it is important to actually, while making such logos, it is important to actually get your proper colors. Green means natural quite often, so, you know, natural coffee works well, right? So blue means like clean, that something's clean. Black, of course, is a luxury. Red, actually, red and yellow can cause hunger. Also, red can make you feel angry, etc, etc, etc. So like there's a huge like theory behind colors, and actually if you would ever wonder why certain products have those colors, most likely the designer picked those colors because he or she, let's say it wanted to throw in some vibes towards what the product is. So of course you can see that a lot of like, you know, food related stuff is like has like greens, reds, yellows. It's because it's actually very really connected with the food aspect, right? To make someone hungry, even hangry, right? Because like reds can cause some anger, just like causing that you're hangry. When you're angry and hungry, you tend to eat a lot, right? So that's the thing. Also, a lot of people are actually looking more and more for more natural things. So having greens on your product actually is going to also bring more customers. And this is how you are being tricked into buying stuff, just simply by visuals. Of course, things like appealing mascot or like things, it's all just connected towards like the age gap you are aiming for. So you could see that when I was planning out this brand, right, I've mentioned that like the target age I'm going for, right? So like younger adults. Why I've typed it? Because the designs are going to be way different for each different groups. So older people are going to look for something that doesn't have bells and whistles, right? So that's why, let's say, like bread brands, etc. Isn't the body a bit over the left, you mean? Like hair? Body? No, like... wait, let me show you. Hair body would go like this. Wait. Or do you mean mine? Will it be more straight? Nope. Actually, the natural body curve is like this. It's this sort of an S. It's actually the most natural one I've ever got. Because spine itself is not really straight. It's not going like that. It's going on a curve like this. Because over here you have a rib cage, your pelvis bone, there's a neck, there's your skull. That's why bodies are also really tricky, because it doesn't matter that you can like make a structure, but you also need to have a knowledge of like how exactly the person should stand. Of course, some people are going to have like different stances, right? Because like scoliosis or lordosis, right? Oh, maybe it was my eye. I thought that behind her was too empty. Nah, it's like halved. Even more than half. I was trying to aim for half. It's all good. But yeah, this is actually how it looks like. So we have the coffee beans. I'm going to add some more shadows for them. Wait. I'm Wichiro, Gatevi here, how are you? Hope how's it going? I believe this is the first time you see you around, so I hope you find a comfy corner here. Hi, how are you? How have you been? So yeah, how you do for the shadows? I take a black color and lower the opacity, is that correct? Not quite. I'm good. What about you? Doing alright. Just chilling, you know, making my portfolio. Actually going for a night shift in a minute. I mean, not really a minute, but yeah. We're going to stream, and right after the stream I'm going to start getting ready. So yeah. Just chilling for now. So Gamma, when it comes to the shadows, it actually depends what style you are going for, because of it's blue-violet. Yes, exactly, the shadows. Quite often when we are doing the shadows, we are using a multiply blending mode for the layer, and we are using blue or violet colors. It can also be in tones of red, yellow, because it also depends on the color of the light. Because the warm light is going to cause cold shadows, and cold light is going to cause warm shadows. But in general, shading with a black, it's, well, it should be left for monochromatic colors. So whenever you are, for example, drawing in black and white, then it's good to use black as a shadow. Of course, not pure black, because pure black should be actually left only for your line arts. right? But as a matter of fact, yeah, it is what it is. Of course, like, let's say I have my... Wait, let me pull up my character design, because there's something I can show. So here's the thing. You can see here that I'm not really using pure blue-violet method, because there's also another method of shading. You are picking your base color, you are shifting the... So this is my base color, right? So I have this color and I'm shifting it more towards blue-violet area, like this, but I'm also making it darker a little bit. And this is what is generating the really nice shadow color. Of course, the blue-violet is still can still be used and most likely will be for illustrative purposes, because there are many different ways of shading too. There's a half shadow, full shadow, and there's cast shadow, ambient occlusion, yada yada yada. So basically, purely looking at it, you want to determine the sheer fact that exactly what's going on with your shadow, because when we have a cast shadow, even let me show it to you. Multiply layer, now I'm taking more of like violet, like grayish violet color, and I'm going to place it on multiply blending layer, and let's say there's going to be like a huge thing going on here, right? So I'm snapping this layer, and let's say there's like a building here, right? So you can see that now it's like as if something is being an obstacle for light that is getting cast from this area, right? So the light goes here, but there's something that is blocking the light here. That's why this side is going to be in the shadow, right? Same I can do, for example, for items and objects, like let's say this tail, right? Let's say the light also hits from here. So I'm taking the same thing and I'm placing a shadow over here. So that's what cast shadow is. Well, the hardness of it actually depends on how close the object is and how hard the light is. So, for example, if it's like very on-point light shining through and the object is very close, you can even make it with like very hard lines. But besides that, as a matter of fact, you really want to look into like making some first steps. Don't sweat it. Take it step by step, because of course, like when you are starting to introduce light and shadows, you have to start also understanding the physics. Of course, not like actually doing calculations and shit, right? But most likely you want to observe how shadows act and how light acts in certain scenarios. So for example, let's say fake light or natural light, right? How much influence it's going to have on a character, fire, how much fire is going to have influence to like sun, because of course there's going to be a difference. So like all of those things do have a huge tonation and huge change in the basic understanding of your theories, right? In my drawing, I put some shadows between the fur. Well, that also makes sense, right? Because for hairs, we are also making those like zigzag patterns. Those are also like similar types of shadows. And fur, especially on like very short hair, so fur is most likely going to have those shadows in between. Also, Moichiro, do you like drawing? Actually, I've noticed you know some theories, don't you? Eh? Muichiro mentioned the blue and violet. Actually, a lot of artists also don't use this method. It's like something that was quite popular some time ago, but it's still really, it's actually still used by many. But not everyone actually talks about it nowadays on videos, I've noticed. So I actually like kinda can determine that Muichiro has some experience with art already. Of course, if Muichiro is still here, they might have it, yeah. Okay, so I've made the writing on the beanie. And... okay, I believe the logo can stay like this. Sorry, I had to snap my neck. That doesn't sound well. But yeah. Thanks, I have been drawing ever since I was 3. Hey, that's nice. That's nice, that's nice. I've actually also started learning more or less when I was 3. But then counting the my artistic years since age of 6, because like it was, you know, those were my like first steps, so I don't really want to like count them in. But yeah, similar. I was the one that I was that one kid that after getting some, you know, colored pencils for birthday and like couple papers of A4 format, I was very happy. I don't like actually this thing. I prefer when she's not colored at all because it makes her actually pop off. The circle itself over here, it has like a color. I think I could actually mark her out and add in like a gradient, more or less like over here, but with the typical color. So that may actually work. Let's do that, just for tests. And I believe we are going to slowly close off the logo itself. That's so cute. Yeah. Actually, my father was very artistic, so I was always like, you know, when he was like drawing, I was always drawing. My father used to make stained glass for churches along with my grandfather. I think I've talked about it, but like, yeah, some time ago. Don't know if some folks already know it. I even got my own stained glass hanging in the church. Near my city. Yeah, that works. That works. The gradient works. That's nice. I like it. What are you doing? The tool I'm using here, it's called Polyline. It allows me to create a shape. So for example, follow the liners as I was doing here. And I could make a selection of only this one certain part. So I could like restrict stuff. Hi Dad, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope how's going? New OC, that's so cool. I wouldn't say OC, it's actually a logo for a brand we are making for portfolio. It's like a brand mock-up. But yeah, glad to have you here. Ah, so it's generational thing. Yeah, kinda. Actually, kinda. I was just very interested in picking up arts, to be fair, because I've seen my father drawing so much when I was a kid. And it kind of sticked. It kind of sticked. I'm still drawing after so many years. Oh, nice. Yep. Mo capito. Italian joke, don't mind. Actually, what does that mean? Mo capito. Like, actually, in Spanish, when you are adding ito to something, at the end, it like makes things like small, or like having like puny like sound. So like, you can say cafecito, and it's like small coffee. I want that beanie. To be fair, yeah, me too. Imagine Davis with a beanie. It has literally coffee just written on front. So yeah. Okay, I believe the girl itself is done. I've been with my favorite word on it. Same. Mo now, capito understood, so it's like now I understood. Oh my god, okay, I got it, got you. Actually, I have to like memorize or set up like more different, like a better hotkeys for changing the things, facial expressions. But yeah. I don't want like add those two actually, because I want to keep the rule of 3 colors. Fun fact, the less colors you can throw in, the better. And I believe we've got a nice combo, because it's like coffee, cream, and I don't know how to call this green. Starbucks green. Actually, a Starbucks green. I like this radio. The hair flip sleigh. Imagine. Lol. Okay, I want to add linear burn to the line art itself. How does that work? I mean, it kinda breaks, you know? So I'm going to keep it this way. Okay, let's start merging things. I can get rid of that. Let's merge those. Now, great, now I want coffee. I still have like 2 sips of coffee in my cup. Coffee. So yeah, actually, it is what it is. So the next step is going to actually getting the... After this I'm gonna go make coffee. You down the amount of coffee, right? Yes. I did. At the moment I've actually measured, I've actually drank the rest of the cup. Oops. So yeah. Why is the girl not having a shirt on? Oh, it does. It does. Of course it does. Yeah. She has a clothing. Look, she has a beanie. I can't see it. I don't know what you are talking about. Okay, we do need the shirt. Yeah, no, here's the thing. It's like logo, right? So we are going for more of a simple thing. She doesn't even have like arm here. It's just like an attachment basically. So it's like too much details is going to make this unnecessary distraction. What we want to focus on is the brand name and her face. So if you, and basically those coffee beans that are made out of her hairs. So that's the two different things. So no shirt, what face? I mean, theoretically, but practically it's not even visible. Beans, what the fuck? Yeah, no, yeah, beans, beanies. Actually, she has coffee beans made out of her. Want some brownies? Too bad they're beans. Me and the boys at 3 AM looking for beans. Shadow creatures. The voices came back. So, wait. I forgot the name for the brand. Wait, what was it again? Bean Brews. Is it ring about done? Yeah. Yeah, I need the brand name now, and we'll be done with the logo itself. So the main thing was like having a Bean Brews kind of thing. Actually, if someone has still like recommendation for name, we can add it, because that's literally you know, the last thing we'll need. There's going to be like the name in a circle around here. Bean braids. I mean, actually, like, but you know, we need like typical coffee, because bean braids could be really nice if, for example, we would have cafe that could also sell like bread or something, because then we could use braids as the breaded bun or something like that, or breaded bread, because that would make a lot of sense. We are looking for like gamer subs kind of thing, so like aiming for younger adults with like anime focus, that like games and stuff, but like not really memes oriented, as for example they are doing Beanie. Actually Beanie. And because the Beanie is like actually, wait, that actually makes, that's 300 IQ move. Because Beanie is like a wordplay, because for one we have like the only element that is green on the logo is her beanie, and she has like two beans portrayed as her hairs. That's actually genius, Muichiro. That's actually genius. Wait, beanie. So we have a beanie. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I'm not sure, some companies have like sub-names also. So we have like... let's say that B looks like Barbie. Why do you... Never mind. Okay. Never mind. Okay, yeah, the beanie makes sense. Wait. Maybe something like that, like sophisticated. Imagine like sophisticated gamers. But yeah, beanie makes sense. Let's name it like that. Beanie. Eeny, beanie, biny, bow. Okay. Now something that every artist just loves. Picking a proper font. So like we want, it's like coffee, right? So I wouldn't say like typical sophisticated one. Like this, for example, that's the yellowtail regular, right? It's like, I mean, it's alright, but I wouldn't say that it would be good for like the thing we're aiming for. Huion Kamvas semi-bold. Bold. Like that kind of actually looks like impact, doesn't it? That actually kind of looks like impact. By the way, there are also like several fonts we shouldn't really, we don't really want to use because, for example, they're connected with memes, etc. Of course you can, but like no boss is going to accept such design. Drag. Okay, none, whatever. So Huion Kamvas bold kinda makes nice thing. Satisfy? Satisfy looks nice. How about that? Comic Sans? Yes, Comic Sans belongs to one of them. Impact too. It's not like typical, like your typical sophisticated font, but like, you know, it works. But I don't think it works well with the all caps name. And we need all caps name. Road is bold. I mean, it kinda looks like, I don't know, like a grill company, like, you know, try our new barbecue sauce or something like that. Buffalo wings. I had no idea the buffaloes have wings, but apparently. So it's actually like, it is alright, but I don't think I would use it for coffee brand. Protest Riot. I mean, Protest Riot looks nice for it. How about Protest Riot Revolution? Not really say that. Yes, I did. Protest Revolution is like Palatino na Olio script. I mean, it's the same situation as the other one. Lobster 2. Lobster 2 works well for some reason. What do you think, folks? Which one do you feel would be better? Courgette is also a bit... Nah, it doesn't work. Let's go. Yes, it's Comic Sans. Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to copy this several times, just so, and paste it one under another, and we'll try to choose. Let's say, to make things easier for once, because I can't really decide. We have courgette, we have lobster, we have Protest Riot regular, and we have Olio script. There you go. Which one of those four actually works well for you? So, you wanna tell me that Shrimp fried this rice? But yeah, it is what it is. Like, I believe one of those is going to work. So, let's say we want to... Let's try to analyze. It's a coffee brand, right? But it's for younger adults. So of course we can't really go with max sophistication, and so I wouldn't say like cursive or anything like that would work well. So like first and fourth wouldn't really work for me. Second and third, I mean third is already bold, so if I take it, nothing will happen, and it's actually making it slightly better for eyes. I don't know really what I can say. First one, okay, but it kind of gives like Narnia vibes, if you know what I mean. And yet again, we have the same problem. I would have to write it like this to make it, to give it sense. Because E is this reverse 3, which is not really working well for me, I would say. And I shouldn't really, I mean I can, but I shouldn't really mix fonts, because, you know, they are made to work together. Which one would look better in your opinion for like something like this? Because I have to admit, it's like, meh. I mean, on the other hand, like, okay, Riot, etc., it's working well, kinda, because people of the younger adult age are like, you know, hitting more or less like this kind of, like, you know, likability, like they like this kind of stuff. If you thought the B as 2 beans, yeah, that's why more or less I've actually got it like that. Like I've picked all those 4 because they have like the best Bs for this. But the question is which font is going to be better, because like I have to change the B later. Slant on this one doesn't really work well. Like 2 is more easier to read, I don't know why. Second one. Okay. So we have a choice. First one for sure goes out because it was meh. Fourth one doesn't really have the same feel. So because first and fourth one were very similar, as a matter of fact. So now we have one and 2 to pick. So it's more easier to read, and it would work kind of well with, you know, with the coffee kind of vibe. They both are good, yeah. So now let's think about like what we want to achieve from the company's side, because it's also very, very important to keep those things in mind. So we have coffee brand. I've typed in 16 years old because I had no idea where the younger adults are being assigned, but yeah, it's younger adults are like 18 to 24 actually. So like we are aiming for 18 to 24 age gap. For younger adults that need some energy in the morning, instant coffee, canned cold brew, and this kind of thing. We have the different flavors, nerdy gaming with some anime kind of stuff. So like we have the idea, now we know the idea of the company, where it's like giving like coffee and energy for people who need it, right? So it's now like, okay, and we are aiming for the 18 to 24 years of age, right? So we have the, so I would say that actually the Riot Riot would give out more feel towards the, well, rioting, right? Like people who are more of like those younger adults that wear cargo pants, so to say, because there are like two camps, and this one is like for everyone, I would say. Like the number one would fit with everyone, really, no matter of like this stuff. So do we want to now like make it really focused, or do we want to target even like tighter group of people? Because like it wouldn't matter anyway, but what would be like, even so to think, what would feel better on the logo, right? So I would say actually the number one would give better vibe anyway. And what do you all think with all those informations? Like, does that help portray an image? Would you buy a coffee, like instant coffee flavored one, first one? Because like, would you buy? You can kind of ask yourself, would you buy it? Is that selling the product for you? Because let's keep in mind that logo also matters. Logo, colors, right? Like the packaging setup. Because of course nobody is going to just buy a blank gray chips bag with just black Arial font chips written on it, right? So like, I would, but just for the color. It feels warm, that hot coffee during winter. Yes, exactly. This is also one of the tricks. So you now actually see how it works, right? Like in first person, how the product design works and actually why certain things are going for. And also the green most likely will give you the vibe that it's like fresh or natural, basically. That is good for you. That's why, for example, all like toothpaste, soaps, etc. have like white and blues on them. Because like it's clean, it means it's clean, it's like, health related, etc. But like when you have, let's say, brands like fast food, let's say KFC, you have red. Why red? Because red is going to make you hungry and angry at the same time. Why McDonald's have yellow and red? Because it's going to make you feel hungry, angry, and going to give you a vibes of urgency. So it's going to make your hunger even more urgent. This is like what the theory of color does to your brain. Colors actually have influence on you. And you actually like mentioned like one of the very typical things that coffees also are doing. They are using this exact color scheme because it's really going to give you this exact feeling. Because there's nothing better than really nice hot coffee during the winter, just to warm yourself up. So I would go. So yeah, let's go with the first one. But I would change the color of it. Let's make it green. How about that? Color, pick, click. And now let's give it an edge to it. Let's make the edge color with that. And now let's rise the edge by 15. So now it's going to cut into the image itself. And now let's try to make it like nice right in the middle. To make it like a badge kind of thing. Yep. So now there are like two different things we can go from here. We can either like make it right in the middle of the circle like that, or we can actually make it right in the middle of the logo itself. Of course, like I've already said it, kind of when I was starting making the design, that I want her to spill. Spill is actually very specific, especially in designs, because it is going to ignore certain rules, right? Like, you know, we have rules that something's supposed to look like that, but it doesn't, then it's breaking those rules. But sometimes breaking rules like that is actually very important. So I'm going to keep the beanie and the logo on two separate layers. I can even copy the name of the brand. I'm going to now take the logo into one folder. I'm going to name it as a logo. I'm going to make a new folder, make it as the brand name logo. So just in case if we would ever need, like, you know, just the logo, we can use it right here. Okay, so now we have around everything we needed, right? So this is it. Like over here we have the brand name, we have brand logo, which is going to be placed like over here. The green is kinda like Starbucks mode, don't get sued. Nah, they cannot, people can't really sue over a color. You can't copyright a color, because anyone can actually get it. Hi Kurumi, glad to be here, how are you, hope how's going? Welcome on Twitch, welcome to Twitch. The green is kinda like Starbucks, yeah. Hi. Boycott, yeah. Exactly. I don't really care. Alrighty. Here, since I was banned off YouTube. Wait, were you? Like, wait, not on my channel. I didn't ban you on your channel. Like, it's gone more. Oh, okay, your channel is just gone. Okay, gotcha. Oof. Yeah. Oh yeah, boycott, yeah. Gotcha. I mean, that's why I also don't really care about that. Nuked me? Why though? I haven't seen YouTube like banning anyone in like a really long time. You had to mess up really bad, bucko. Also, I have to say... Yeah. Entire committee news must reported. Oh, did you? Damn. Imagine. Hi Astronomy, glad to be here, how are you, hoping how's going? I believe this is the first time I see you around, so I hope you will find a comfy corner here. How are you? Thank you for coming. And I hope you will really like our stream. Art looks great, by the way, thank you, that really means a lot. Really means a lot. So today we're actually... maybe I could introduce a little bit of an idea. So basically we are streaming on... how to say this? Maybe okay, here's the thing. So basically we are streaming from Monday to Sunday. On Sundays we are always playing. Monday and Tuesday is one main kind of series. On Friday and Saturday is another main kind of series. And now, which is Wednesday and Thursday, we are actually doing something called challenge. So the challenge is that we are working on an artistic portfolio, a bit more professional one. And yeah, if you're really interested in something like that, I really would love to even talk with you about it. Or if you have any questions related to art, or in general you would want to talk about some random topics, we're really open to anything really, so feel free. Feel free. And yeah, it is what it is. We are just now making something called a company mockup, which is like a set of so tell me more. So so basically, oh, that sounds nice. I'm interested in art and I'm an artist myself, so the stream sounds nice. So basically, in general, I do really like to experiment. I've been really dabbling in art like a lot, in many different things. So yeah, even the model you see was was handcrafted by me. It took me a month because I was still learning some Vtuber. And yeah, we are also going to make Vtuber on streams. Also some indie games, graphics for them. Maybe not on streams, but yeah, generally. Live 2.5D, yeah. Another reason I was banned possibly is because I posted a slight NSFW art of myself on community tab. It looks good. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. So yeah, what we are doing right now is actually called a company mockup. So brand mockup or company mockup, or sometimes some even can say a company's identity file is actually a set of artworks. Artworks is a set that presents the company itself. So we have the name logo, which is something over here at the very top. We have the logo itself. Where did you make the Vtuber model? Vtuber. There's on Steam for free. You can get a software called Vtuber. Just making the model is easy, but making textures is a bit more difficult. That I can say. Even though I've been drawing for a long time, I still had some troubles in making textures for Vtuber. But hey, turned out well. Actually, I believe it turned out well. So yeah, this is more or less how it looks like, and then we have like quite often we have a split and get like 2 or 3 products that we can see. So we are almost done with this entire thing. With the entire file. We won't really need that. You can combine multiple programs to refine your model, yes. Like me, I use Clip Studio Paint and Vtuber. Yep, I also did that. I've been making my textures within Clip Studio Paint, because like Vtuber also allows you to make your own textures within the software, but it's not really as good. As your whole model? Sure. Wait, let me just turn on the Vtuber. It is most likely possible, yep. Now look. That. Alright. So now let's shift the scene to Vtuber making. There we go. There we are. So here it is. Here it is. Does Vtuber have presets for the model? Yes. Yes, it has presets most likely, which you can also modify fully. So here's the model. let me maybe show you like up close some stuff. So here's the up close face. Here's the body. And here's the lower body. You can combine through both to customize yourself. Yeah, that too. So also, well, you get also like different like stands or animations. And you can see that also some the huge minus. The only minus over here is that Vtuber right away has very kinda messed up presets for clothing. So I would recommend going to the Blender, because you can also add things to add those things into Blender and actually do some changes within there to actually make it just so the certain elements of clothing are not going to just pass through each other. Wow, I'm proud of you for doing this all. It takes a serious amount of hard work. Yes, it took me a month to actually texturize it all. It actually took me a whole month to make textures for this whole thing. You can change it so it doesn't clip through, yeah. So actually, also another fun fact, Vtuber also allows you to create the 3D models for the 3D model maker. So you could use your own models as the drawing puppets. So for example, you want to create a comic book, and you have, for example, problems in like setting things up for your models. Or rather for the way how your models are going to look like. You don't have to worry about it, because you can also draw with usage of those. So let's say, let me even show you. Like for example, this kind of body, right? So instead of having this kind of body, you can actually do it just so you are going to have your own model like that standing here with all the textures and stuff. So you can very easily, you know, perform things like this. Although you need certain very specific version of Blender, which is 2.95, I believe, and very specific plugins, because otherwise it's going to break. Unfortunately, I had the version 4.0 of Blender, and I had to actually download right from their official website the proper version, to actually, because I want to make Devis into this kind of thing. So now about the flavors. We have mint and chocolate chip, cinnamon latte, and pumpkin spice. So I believe for each one of those we are going to have like very simple characters being made. We already know that it's one of them is Maid's Delight. We have Kawaii Kick, and we have Witch's Brew. So we are going to most likely go for to actually connect the characters with those names. I saw a couple movie maker guides where they show development of 3D models explaining it. Yeah, it is. Like, there's a bunch of actually things connected with that. Like, it really depends what you're going for, but making, like, again, if someone is very interested into to see like how I've even done, you can see that I've already prepared, like, you know, scenes in my OBS as a, you know, hey, we are going to actually make Viroids, right? And you are going to see how I'm going to jump between them. Be right back. Alrighty. So for sure we are going to make our own, like, even items in Blender for Viroid or whatever. For sure, first I'm going to also experiment a little bit. Because I want to experiment in the way where I'm going to have like a... how to say it? I really want to experiment a little bit in the way where I'm going to be able to even show like things like how to say this? Where I'm going to show things like my whole process of working in Viroid and experiment with making some items, like because I really want to try and recreate models of Hololive VTubers, for example. I would also really want to, you know, make Hololive VTuber illustrations too, because to be fair, it's going to be like my, what, third attempt? Yeah, I believe my third attempt on Hololive VTubers. There are more and more, I really like their designs, and to be fair, like, for once we are going to make also Viroid models for each and every character we are going to design. So damn it, wait, so the character designs we are going to make, like this one, because yes, we are going to work on character designs, our OCs. I do want to make this. Isn't that technically copyright if you copy 3D design of Hololive? Not quite, because I'm making it in a form of a fan art. And theoretically I want to make them and send them over via email as the files, just so they could use them like, you know, in any time for free. It's for me it's practice. For them it's like free work, free labor. They like, copyright has very strange rules, yes, but they are allowing for things like that in their guidelines. So like any 3D stuff, etc. Like, I believe you can already find like Viroid models of Hololive members. Wait, let me even Google that, because that's something I'm interested in. Like, Hololive Crony Viroid. Did someone remake this? Yeah, people were already making Viroids. Of Hololive VTubers. Chibi Salen, Crony. Yeah. There we go, someone even made the... even couple outfits for the... for Gura, for... and for other Hololive. So people are already making it. The sheer fact is that I want to make it. I've seen people make animations of Hololive for money for themselves, yeah. This is breaking their thing. This is breaking their policies. So so basically, here's the thing, I can't... Like, they have like their own guidelines right on their website, and from what I've read, it's like mostly connected with the sheer fact that you cannot sell things. You can't make merchandise, you can't make anything that would that you would sell. But I can make a 3D model of them, I can make illustration of them, etc, etc, etc. Of course, I'm going to, you know, like make, I don't know, a short video where I'm going to present with some, like, you know, preset, with some preset animations and show off, like, oh, hey, look what I've done, right? Like this kind of thing. But yeah, the sheer fact that we don't really have like much like pinup, so to say, if that makes sense. We don't really have much pinup for like using their models, or rather their IPs, because of course those are their IPs, and if they want something to be on the internet, they can just, you know, say so, right? Because it's their private property, but they're allowing people through their website statement that you can actually use those IPs to create like content, some sort of content. Like, for example, if you look on most of their, I'm curious how they get the official 3D models. They commission it. Simply, it's not like they have artists. They do, yeah. All the models that Hololive are using is commissioned one. Let me go to the Hololive page, and I'm going to tell you, they even have like artists mentioned right in the thing. So let's look into Project Hope, for example, right? Iris, Council, for example, I don't know, Crony, Fauna, Biles, and now we have the first model. And her first model was made by someone named Red Juice. It's right on the official website. So her model was made by an artist called Red Juice. Crony, Wadarko, with W, right? Wadarco. Fauna, illustrator, Tosaka Asagi. Hakos Biles, illustrator, Mika Picasso. Like, the illustrator is the person who made the model. Can I draw you? Of course, Astronomy, of course. We have special tag even on the thing. If you want, wait, let me even send it in the chat. We have our whole Discord community, and I would be so happy to see some of your artworks. Muichiro, feel free to step by too, actually. On Discord community, also on Twitter, we have our art tag, which I'm actually checking every day. I joined, thank you. So glad to hear it, Astronomy. So glad to hear it. So then whoever makes the 3D models exact look is impressive, yeah. So yeah, Kurumi, like it is actually very, like, it is specific, so to say. It's specific. It works. It actually works. So every single VTuber of Hololive, whenever you are going to their page, their talent page on their official website, you can quickly check who's exactly the person. I know Genshin on their websites has their models for download. Yeah, that's also a fact. Here's the fact, Kurumi. Genshin does the same thing that Hololive does. They are allowing for people to make animations, 3D models, and different things. Because this is fan service. Not only like fan service, like typical fan service, but this is like allowing people to make fan arts and other like fun content It's actually allowing people to feel like be appreciated, you know? And I'm not even talking about fans, but also the the talents are feeling more appreciated because they see how much people, for example, see their own artworks. I know for sure, but Hololive is a massive corp with strict rules and guidelines. No. Like, okay, Hololive is a corpo, but not strict rules and guidelines. Really. Talents have really good with them, really. Nobody can say bad thing about it. Like, they were showing really huge support when Talent said, hey, we want to actually collaborate with the Japanese side. Go ahead, Japan is opened. And so they've started to fly to like different events and meetings with the Japanese talents. Hololive is not really bad. It's not like strict or anything like that. They are really supporting. They are really supportive to their talents. Allowing people to make fan art and videos for them also boosts how much people see them, so I see why they allow it. Yeah, that's fact. That's true. That's why. But there are also people like there are also companies that are blocking it. We have to say that there are also people and companies that are blocking it. They are very strict. Those people are strict, and it's really bad for their image. Again, copyright can vary. Yeah, depends how much people can allow for. But again, it's like free advertisement. But to be fair, I wouldn't like. Yeah. Like allowing, like just seeing the sheer fact that someone, for example, would make a fan art for me, that would be really heartwarming. Just the sheer thought of it, because you know, and like it's really like giving, so to say. It's really giving. So yeah, I believe tomorrow we are going to make similar stream as today, around similar time too. You know, it's night shift time, so it's going to be a bit difficult. But yeah, we are going to make the flavors tomorrow. Probably we are going to focus on first flavor, mint and chocolate chip. But it's not going to be really that difficult. And then I'll probably go to Canva and try to check for like cans or something like this. We'll see. Because I'm going to most likely just check around for stuff. For now, let's have a talk. I don't quite do like opening talks. So why not ending talks? Okay, I see now. So they do put their talents models for download, just not the live 2D, yes. Kinda. Oh, you are making the flavors into characters? Yes, also. Because like, I want to more or less go for the gamer subs kind of thing, right? So they have like different memes assigned to their flavors and different like, even different anime characters. But they are focusing more on the lewdness, right? I want to have like still anime characters assigned for them, but maybe more like sophisticated, more artistic. Of course, I'm not going to like throw like Mona Lisa, but like, you know what I mean. I want to more or less want to have a how is it called? I want to have a really nice view on portraying the flavor itself. So like mint and chocolate chip is like really refreshing. Actually my favorite one. My favorite taste. My favorite flavor. And then we are going to have cinnamon latte. Who is this man? So handsome. Hi G, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope how's going? Long time no see, G. How have you been? So handsome la. Yeah. I thought I could headbang. Wait, can I? No, the tracking breaks. They can't headbang. Playing Nike and procrastinating from my web novel. I see. I see. I see you're a person of culture as well. Because me too. Your avatar is good. Really glad to hear it. Really glad to hear it. Finally I can show it through. So yeah, it is what it is actually. This is how it looks like. Can you try to hair flip? Wait. Fuck. I think I don't have enough like gravity to the hairs. They are heavy. For one of your like first few times, it's pretty good. Yeah, actually, to be fair, that's my first Viroid, to be fair. That's my very first Viroid. I haven't done any Viroids before. Like, of course, I would want to step up my game and probably make like, you know, 2.0 version. But for now, I want to like learn a little bit, you know, like again, try to make some like other VTubers in Viroid, like I don't know, like Hololive ones. I would want to make like additional outfits for this model, so, because like this model is supposed to have different forms, but I really wanted to redebut so badly. For real, I really wanted to continue. How to say this? I really wanted to redebut as fast as possible. And on another hand, yeah, like the hair is quite heavy, lol. Yeah, I believe I should add some more bones to the model and allow the hairs to flow a little bit more. But actually, I've done like a bit better trick. So basically, I've got lazy. So, and went for like typical like anime trick. So the only hair strands you have are like the ones that are connected over here. So like for now just live with it, yeah. So like actually if you look when I lift up the hair, you can see that actually the like underneath you have like just the just the normal version, right? Like there's for real no like there are no hairs underneath there. So that's that. Accurate representation of gravity. Yeah. So for sure, if I would make like next model, that's another thing that I would try to work out, like actually make the hairs at least have some more like logic. Because now, for example, like if I would want to make like second type of my hairstyle, I would have to like remake the entire like hairs actually. It's not really that difficult, like hairs were more easy than making rest of the body, to be fair. I have to say, like, I've really struggled a lot with torso. Torso is really one of my most despised parts of making Viroid, because they cut in a very unnatural way and the armpits seem a bit too high. So it's like absolute hell, for real. So after I finished, like, you know, arms, torso, etc., I had to spend like 3-4 days, maybe even a week, on just correcting the torso. The legs were way easier, actually. Legs themselves were way easier because, like, you know, the outfit, right? But hey, actually, Blender is also a thing, right? For sure I would try to work out things a little bit with Blender, because also Blender allows you for animating, so I want to make some like backgrounds and try to animate Devis with something. I actually wanted to have like animated presentation of the character, but I had no time actually to prepare it because of work, so yeah. I'm kinda salty because I've planned so many things. From your avatar improvement, yep. Like actually thinking that I had just some pixel art animated GIF just playing on repeat in random, like, how to say this, in like a random, like, you know, position. How to 3D model that much because I don't have a laptop or a computer to model on. Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Also 3D modeling require like also good PC, either a laptop or a computer, because the main problem is that 3D modeling eats away a lot of resources like RAM, graphics card, memory, processor, etc, etc, etc. So it's like a huge combo just slapped on your PC when you're opening a 3D modeling program. I think another app called Reality has a 3D model. Not sure, actually. I'm not sure. I'm using Blender, and for me that's actually enough. Actually, that's enough for me. Oh, by the way, I have to set up 2 weeks, 2 weeks worth of days off at work. I'm planning, I want to set up those 2 weeks for the Dragon Ball game, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Well, a reality app from Google Play Store good for people who wants to start in VTubing? I would have to check it, actually. I would have to check it, who knows? That's the reason why I do most of my art just on my phone, on Ibis Paint. It's pretty good. Yeah, actually, like, Ibis Paint is up there. Like, for the phone apps, I believe the, like, above Ibis Paint could be Clip Studio Paint, actually, because Clip Studio Paint also allows you to draw on your phone. I'm not sure if it's like only stylus oriented, or if it also supports quite well the you know, painting with finger. I'm also not sure what's your setup for drawing, if you're painting with finger or whatever. But for sure, like, I'm aware that Clip Studio Paint can do the thing. This paint is a godsend. They improving much, yeah. I actually seen it. Like, Ibis Paint, from what I've seen, had an update with like the most realistic watercolor pencil, watercolor brush that you can actually imagine. So that's actually crazy. So, you know, I mean, the sheer fact of like that the art apps are starting to be more and more like accessible. It only, you know, it's kind of making me feel happy, to be fair, because I really want to share the love to art, and just the pure sake that our art starts to be more and more accessible. It's actually, you know, it's actually something. After 7 years of using Ibis Paint, safe to say it's really good for a free app, yeah. So yeah, folks, if anyone of you would want to like draw me, make a fan art of me, or even make like animations or something, go ahead. Like, of course it's your time, right? But I would really be really happy to, you know, to see things going on. Yeah, this age is really a blessing for people who wants to learn art. You can pirate some books, learn from videos, and many more, yeah. But unfortunately also we have the pure moment where the art books are starting to have less and less sense. Videos are starting to be more and more difficult to understand, because more and more people think they can, like, you know, just start talking shit or write shit and they are going to earn money on it. They don't really care about teaching people. Like, for example, a lot of artists on YouTube don't really talk about deconstruction to simple shapes. So simple construction is something that gets skipped so much, and a lot of people have a lot of troubles with later on with, like, you know, perspectives, with you know, with like I've lost the word. Like, I totally lost the word. I have mind empty. Proportions, there we go. People also have problems with proportions and nobody knows why. And it starts to push them away from art because they feel that they can never improve, because they don't have a good... Sometimes the art community is mean to beginner artists. A lot of people I see get made fun of it, and it sucks. Yeah, because it's also something that I've talked about. Artistic communities are very elitists. Like, you have a lot of elitists in there. They think that their way of drawing is the right one. They argue constantly between one another, and they make fun of the beginner artists because they don't have enough experience. They call them bad artists, they call them useless, they are making like accusations on their artworks, etc, etc, etc. Also, they are giving fake art advices to make their life even more difficult. Art community is actually very, very toxic. That's why you won't see me in any of them. I just don't want to be part of the art community. I want to make my own art community. That's why I like the very first rule, I believe it's a very first rule in the art criticism on my Discord server, is if you don't have constructive criticism for someone, where you have proofs of or like material for someone to improve, just don't speak out. Because like, of course, you can see something or point out to something, right? Yeah, that's still like is constructive enough. But when someone wants to say, oh, this is shit, don't draw in anymore, it's like straight up ban, because it's not the behavior I want to see. When you don't have an art style that fits into the norm, they automatically think the art itself is bad. Honestly, all the elites can fuck off. Yes, exactly. Absolutely, exactly. 100% astronomy. This is especially that, yeah. 100% true. Yeah, dozen of art advices, but some are worth it. But me, I just draw because I'm overwhelmed from the guides, yeah. That's why, for example, I want to make... actually, that's also the reason why I want to create the Devis's Art Academy. Before the re-debut, I've had like a couple videos. Of course, they are private now because we've re-debuted, but... and I really wanted to change some stuff, because I think I didn't give out good enough explanation. So I'm going to make another version of it, and I want to make another version of it, and for sure I can assure you that I will do my best to actually explain everything and talk about all the things you would really want to request. Like, I really have to rethink my plan that I wanted to make and actually split it into a bit more like more understandable beats, because I feel like I've took like way too much for way too little time. So like, for example, when it comes to construction, I believe I'm supposed to talk about it like beats by beats, not like try to fit everything, like whole construction topic into one. So like, for sure I'm going to make some like small like short videos that to see your version of perspective, yeah. Like here's the thing, perspective in art is way different than what so many people actually are showing on the internet. And I actually know how to work out with it, because I've had possibility to go through the short course by the Disney animator who actually talked about this. So, I mean, short course, this shit was like 30 hours long, but yeah, you get it. So he talked about, like, you know, animator's portfolio, good practices, like what you can do to practice for animations, and what things are really nice to see in the portfolio like that. Sometimes even art teachers in schools are biased when it comes to art. Yeah, they are. Of course, because art teach 30 hours long, yeah. But it was like head of the animations in... one of the heads in animations for Disney. Basically, dude was like, I believe, one of the people like directing Kung Fu Pandas and like other, like especially older animations in Disney. So he actually had a lot to share, and he did share a lot. So the thing is that, I mean, also Rino Tuna's tutorial is like really long. Tutorial course is really long. Also, I believe it's also around 30 hours long. So yeah, like artistic perspective is not the same as architectural perspective. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, and also keep in mind that many artists on the internet that are making tutorials for perspective are talking exactly about architectural perspective. So it's way different when it comes to how you're supposed to think about it. About the art teachers, yeah, of course they are biased, because they are also how to say this. Most of them are also elitists. They are glorifying realism as its sanctity, but it's not. As a matter of fact, you learn more through actually learning stylization. And I can tell you by myself, I've learned way more by trying to decompose stylization for myself. It actually helps. So don't worry, you don't have to spend like 11-12 years or even more like I did for realism, because it's not worth it. I can tell you from the first hand, spending so long on learning realism just to later on transfer to semi-realism or other art style you want, it's not worth it. Of course, stylization means simplification of the realism, but you can learn simplify the realism and you without learning realism beforehand. It's just not necessary. It's really not necessary, and it hurts that there's so many different artists that are trying to push this fake ideology. It actually hurts. I can relate to that. Yeah. Yeah, like some methods like Loomies, my brain can't comprehend, yeah. Same with like lights and shadows. Like for example, I have very like physics-oriented perception of light and shadow. But you don't have to do that. You can just learn some different methods. Because you can learn some methods that are going to fit within your art style. Problem out. You don't really need to. You really don't need to have like much problems with that. But of course, like lightning studies or clothing studies, pose studies, etc. It's all like very important, right? To make all those different studies, but you don't have to focus on realism. You can just draw anime, and it's still going to be as good practice as any other. Same with color theory. Color theory is really goddamn the same, and I have no idea why some people are still like saying like, oh, you're using wrong colors. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, if I would want to make like a green person, of course I'm going to make a green person. As a matter of fact, like underlying color for skin tone in realism is olive green. So why the heck people are still talking about like, you know, oh, don't use green. Like even in realism when you're using like acrylic or oil paints, you're still using olive green and titanium white to make like underlining for your skin tone. Artists try to push the meta of how art is supposed to be, but there are really no rules for art. Yeah, art's supposed to be like the only rule for art that's been actually like portrayed by the master artists so many time ago. It's that it's supposed to give out a message. Like, and not even. Really. Because you don't even have to give out a message. So basically there are really no rules for art. You can draw whatever you want in any way you want. It's just, you know, the sheer fact that actually we should improve, and like for example if it's a human, it should be a human, right? Of course, like we can have a monsters with like longer arms or longer legs, but like if we are drawing a human, it's good to have human proportions, right? That's the only thing like that we could assign as a rule. Just, yeah. Like the author of Chainsaw Man, when you see the clothes so unorthodox, they say the rule, then coming up saying they can break the rules because they know it. It's, yeah, exactly. I know the rules, those rules they want to give out. I know all of them. I don't fucking care about them though. I just don't care. Like, my current anime style is a mix of oil-like realism I've had. Because I even digitally, I had very oil paint-like realism. I mean, yeah, when I was drawing digitally, when it comes to realism, I was drawing quite often like very oil painting like style when it comes to the realism, and my anime style still shows it through. I still have kind of like this, you know, a bit more blended actually, but you can still see in certain areas that it's really oil painty like, but it's just anime. Well, with a bit different construction, though, especially like for like I don't know, the chins, etc. Right? So guys are going, so like, you know, more feminine and masculine characters are going to have different chins basically. So that's that. But yeah, like art is relative. It's not like something hardly pointed out. If you want to draw big titted goth girlfriends, go ahead. Like, nobody should tell you what you want to draw. Art should be beauty and should be watched. So don't be scared to post your artworks, because it's obvious that there are more or less experienced artists. And I can assure you that your artworks are really going to be very beautiful, no matter of your experience level, because it's something you've made on your own. Art is to create, not to be perfect. No one of us is going to be perfect artist. Even Leonardo da Vinci wasn't perfect. Should be something that people enjoy doing, exactly. Just have fun. And if you want, and really, there are moments where you can speed up process of learning, but if you want to learn slower, it's still okay. Over time you are still going to progress. Just keep enjoyment out of it, just create, and that's it. So yeah, like, aren't you muted? Nope, I was moving my mouth. I was making those like cat noises, those this kind of sounds. It's actually moving my model's mouth. But yeah, like, wow, I just discovered something. Wait, did you? What did you discover, G? What did you discover? It's 15. Hi, Michael Campos. Glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it's going. I believe this is the first time you're around, so I hope you will find a comfy corner here. How are you? On the topic of art, are there any artists that inspired your art style? Rino Tuna for sure. He had a huge influence because he's one of the very first artists I found that actually mix similar things I was kind of going for. So like, I've already had in mind what I want from my art style, right? Because it's good to, while developing art style, it's good to like set up goals for it. Like what you want. And like, I've noticed that he's using something similar. Hi Tochicel, glad to be here. How are you? Hope it going? I believe this is the first time you see you around, so I hope you'll find a comfy corner here. Oh yeah, Reno Tuna is amazing. Yeah, I really like his artworks. And yeah, he really inspired my art style. I've even bought the first time. Yep. Hope to see you more often, Tochicel. Hope to see you all often, more often. Yeah, so I found him as I was looking around the art styles because like I had in mind. So I was like looking for anime artworks, and I found some sketches of his, especially I still got it in mind. This was like a witch from like viewed from like an angle, and she was like kind of sweating. So that's like one of the very first artworks I've found from him. I really like the way how he had his construction going on. And I looked into a little bit more into his artworks, and I found his character designs from random objects. So that's how I've actually got to his art station. And ever since I've started really going around to, you know, analyze his artworks, do some master studies of his, etc. He was actually the most influence. He had the most influence from my art style from all of them. There were still some more artists that I'm still subscribed to, besides Reno Tuna. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him streaming in a while, on YouTube at least, especially the second game. Yep. So, oh, I believe YouTube cut a message. Did it? But yeah, the sheer fact that I found him and he had like more or less already something I was going for. It was like, damn. Like, damn. What are the chances, you know? And ever since I've really started to get around his artworks, I still have his art station turned on just to look around stuff. So yeah, it's a... Other two artists, unfortunately, I can't really say because they have Japanese names. So I can't really pronounce, but they are also doing similar thing to what I was hoping about, but not exactly the same thing. Korean artists, really good. Even me, I watched some Korean artists, yeah. Yeah, for real though, like actually. For real. I mean, Huion Tuna is Korean artist, actually. Chon Meng and Monex. Wait, I believe, yeah, I believe I've seen those two too. So yeah, this is it. Like that's the thing. But alrighty, folks. I'm really happy. Like we've had really fantastic talk. We had really fantastic talk. Tochicel, I'm really happy you've really enjoyed listening to the stream in the background while drawing. Some artists I like are on Xiaohongshu, And I only see their art when it pops up on my TikTok front for you page, since I don't have Xiaohongshu. I see. I would have to see. Actually, there are so many artists that are going like on domestic sites, which are not quite often like seen by the all around the globe, if you know what I mean. And unfortunately, it's like really, but they are like exceeding by so many globally accessible. And the moment they are appearing, quote unquote, out of nowhere, even though they've been active for such a long time, for example, in the past, it's really like putting on a really huge like step up on the rankings. It can really influence the rankings among the artists on the internet. Older professional artists usually step away from social media. Yeah, that too, yeah. I mean, we have some, for example, DC or Marvel artists nowadays around YouTube. We have box office artists, we have some other very like actual professional artists that spend like years in, for example, comic book making or like illustration making, etc. I have to be right back. Alrighty. My toxic trait is that I watch some art videos, get motivated, then don't draw for months. Proco invites a bunch of them to give classes like the comic book artist David Finch, yeah. But did you know that David Finch, from what I remember, actually started his own social media? He was actually, I believe I've seen some of his videos actually. Videos or, yeah. I mean, generally speaking, like, the thing is that's when there's a mindset when you're starting, oh yeah, Proco, yeah. There's a mindset when you're starting to talk about something, right? Or like, take it, yeah, David Finch has its own YouTube channel with streams, yeah. So it actually depends. Sometimes they just need to be shown or hear about how good it can be, right? The heaven for beginners, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say so actually. From what I've noticed, Proco has like, it's not for beginners. He's actually targeting realism, and he's actually showing a lot of rather level above beginner stuff on his channel. So like there's still a need for a beginner stuff. Also, David Finch sometimes features a younger artist that is really good and is promoting a Kickstarter for a comic book. Oh, actually I haven't seen that one. But yeah, that's really cool. I was really looking up for David Finch actually. But, folks, actually, I have to say, I really enjoy talking, and I wish I could talk even longer. Who knows, maybe we'll even make like a full stream of just talking, and I'm just going to, I mean... Aren't my streams actually just talking with some drawing in the background? Actually? Aren't they? But yeah, I believe I might want to really make a really long stream. Maybe my talking is good for streamers who wants to be chill, yeah. But I also really want to draw, like, you know, I can't just sit down and draw. I don't know, I have I believe I have ADHD or some shit like that. I just need to draw always, like constantly. Even when I'm at work, I just scribble. Or Alrighty though. So thank you Moriarty, thank you Dad, thank you Kurumi, thank you Tochicel for being active in the chat on Twitch. Hope to see you all more often. Thank you thank you Gamma or Flex actually. Thank you Flex. Thank you Moichiro. Thank you Astronomy. Thank you G and thank you Michael for being active in the chat on YouTube. I really hope to see you all also more often on YouTube. You can just draw while talking. It will enhance your multitasking, yeah. For real. It was fun. Really happy to hear it. And yeah, take care folks. Stay safe and stay creative, and I see you all in the next stream.